Well, how this works, like I said, is once Bethany joins, we'll both ask questions. We're bipartisan. Oh, wow, she's right here. That's like perfect timing.
Oh, that's fantastic.
I know. Well, we'll just wait 1 second. Welcome, Bethany. In fact, we haven't even started yet. If you can hear us, we were just talking about some other stuff because he applied for Snapchat Survivor both times. So I just told him about our experience because that's dead in the water.
Oh,
Um,
And funny enough, literally the day after I applied, someone sent me a text and was like, "Do you like Survivor? Because I just found a link for literally like international seasons." I was like, "Okay, this is hilarious." Because it was literally like the day after I applied for this.
that's
It's like,
hilarious.
yeah.
all right. So, like I said, Bethany and I will have questions for you here or there. We're going to be completely bipartisan, unbiased. We're not going to promote your gameplay. We're not going to cut down on your gameplay. This is your gameplay, and we're here to just ask questions and get to know more because I personally see most things. I don't see everything, and I can't for sure see inside your mind. And Bethany sees a little bit less than I do. So, if you have anywhere you'd like to start, I know you said you had a lot to say. I'm going to let you just go at it. If not, I can start trying to kick off a question I think would be a good topic. But how would you like to start this?
I mean, I had more to talk about like an hour ago
Yeah.
until Wyatt stopped talking to me because he's doing a little too much. So I
Tell us
Well,
want to
about
start
why.
with
would you like to talk about your feelings and your interactions with Wyatt only a couple hours in the merge?
sure.
Start with
I'll
that.
talk about Wyatt.
You can be all out there as long as it's not bullying.
Okay. um, so right after the merge, Wyatt comes to me instantly, literally within like a few minutes. He Snapchats me. I'm like, okay, this is kind of weird. And with 5 to 10 minutes, he's made a group chat with Hunter, him, and me. I'm like, that freaks me out that you instantly want to like. He's texting me. He's like, hey, you want to do an alliance? I'm like, sure, but I don't trust him at all because I heard stuff from Frankie once we merged that he was doing the same stuff to him, but then Wyatt was also leading the charge against him, and he was getting mixed signals from like Aiden. Like Wyatt was saying one thing to Aiden, and then Wyatt was saying the exact opposite to Frankie. I got the exact same vibes from Sammy, except Wyatt is a lot worse and like came at me a lot faster and is trying a lot harder, but it's not working nearly as well. Even though Sammy's wasn't great either, because like I picked up on it really quick.
Do you think
So
do you think that the way that Wyatt is approaching you is something that is more irritating or more scary as far as the strategy and approach for your game?
I genuinely think it's more irritating because I mean, I think the only person that like actually is close with him as I've seen is Micah. I've talked a little bit to Micah. He seems pretty nice, and I've heard the same things from Aiden and Frankie, but I don't know who Wyatt's with, and it irritates me a lot that he's even still in because he came at Hunter so fast. And it feels like he doesn't understand that people have had relationships before. This happened with Sammy again, where managed to convince her that Hunter and I weren't close. Whereas, as you know, Hunter and I are literally each other's number ones. And the same thing happened kind of with, God, I'm like, Wyatt, jeez. Um, except I think he kind of realizes we're close, but he doesn't think we're as close as we are. And he doesn't think I'm close with Frankie, seeing that he's willing to talk to me, from what I've heard from Frankie. So
So,
yeah.
talking about your relationship with Hunter, which, like you said, he's your number one. Where do you think that level of trust goes? Coming into this game, you may not have expected that you would find an ally that you trusted so much, and because you have, like I said in that first Zoom tribal or tribe meeting, sorry for that sound. Everybody is going to come in with a way that they want to play, and it's going to be different than the way that they actually play. Do you trust him 100%? Do you trust him? Is he your number one and he's only at a 30%? Is he your number one? Is he at 1%, 99? I mean, if you had to rank it, where is Hunter being your number one in this game?
I seriously do believe that I trust Hunter 100%. That does not mean I want to bring him to the end, because I feel like a lot of people may think that Hunter's leading everything that's going on. But if you look back to what I said in the beginning, I said I wanted to have power but not have people realize it. And I feel that nearly every single talk I've had with Hunter, just as I wanted to from the beginning, I feel like he thinks he's coming up with all the ideas, but really I kind of put seeds in his mind, and then I'm able to switch him back like as quick as I want. I threw out Sammy in the beginning, and then I think he felt that that was his idea. And then I switched over to Macy, like obviously pre-merge, because we don't want her post-merge because we feel she's really smart and could win a lot of challenges. But then I go back to Sammy because I'm like, well, I think we can have Macy as a number. Sammy's too big of a social threat. And he was arguing against me to keep Sammy and to still have Macy out. But I was the one who originally came up with the Macy idea. So I feel really good with him, but I don't know if people are going to realize how much power I have over him. And that worries me.
Do you think that this realization of your power over him that others have or lack thereof is going to make Hunter seem like a greater player than you want him to? Or do you think he potentially is a greater player and could be a threat to you, even though he's your number one? Where
Oh,
where
he's 100% a threat. I see him as like a really good player, and that worries me. But for now, I need him, and I know he trusts me. I trust him. It's just that I don't know if I can go to the end with him because I don't know if I'll have. I don't know if I'll. I don't know if I'll be able to gain the respect from everybody because he's played such a like. I feel like he's played such an all-out game so far, and I don't know if, as it stands, I don't know if I can like. Even though we haven't had any much merge time at all, no challenges, anything, as it stands, I feel like I'm so far below him right now with like if final three right now was like Hunter, Frankie, and I or something, I think Hunter gains a majority of those votes. That's just me. I don't know. I've been told from by two different people that I'm playing a great game. One of them's out, but you know,
yeah.
and then the other one was Hunter. So
Would you consider Hunter your biggest competitor? Like, who do you see as the biggest threat? Is it Hunter or is it someone else?
I might think it's actually Aiden. Pre-swap, I think it was Frankie because I see him as an incredibly likable person. From what I've heard from his swap experience, though, that may not be the case. But I saw him as like this really cool, funny guy who I definitely wanted to work with. But I also see him as someone that people can really like, even if they haven't worked with him. But that, again, from the Ahi to the new Y may not be the case from what I've heard from him.
All right. So we talked a lot about your allies in this game. You even mentioned people that you don't necessarily like Wyatt. I kind of want to focus on something else that has been extremely intriguing for me to watch unfold, which was this decision to protect Aiden and Frankie by potentially throwing the challenge, and then subsequently how that next tribal played out. Because over the Zoom, you seemed fairly stressed out. It was the first tie we've had
Always
this.
stressed out. I was stressed out on votes that I knew where they were going.
Well, that's the whole point of this game is do you actually know where the votes are going before every vote?
I
Afterward, you
knew where the
play.
votes were. I knew where the votes were going pre-merge. I felt so confident with those, but was still like, if you notice at some of my challenges or like at the tribals, I literally have a dish towel with me so that I can wipe my hands because they are so clammy. I get so nervous even if I feel really confident. And this one swap like vote, I felt the least confident of any of them. I thought I was getting a vote. From what I had heard, the vote was going to be 3-1-1-1, 3 on Sammy, one on Macy, one on me, one on AB. And obviously it was 3-3 towards Hunter. Apparently they think I have an idol. Both you and I know I don't. I wish I had an idol. But yeah, I don't know. I was definitely stressed, but I'm always stressed.
So you were so confident about every vote, which was about probably half of the tribal councils for you pre that last one before merge. I'd say you went to 2 before tribe swap and 1, which was this one. So there's a little under half. You were so confident in all the ones you went to before that last one, yet you were so adamant, not adamant necessarily, but you were so sure that you wanted to throw it to protect Frankie and Aiden, people you haven't talked to for half the game now. Why do you make that decision? It's a bold move, and it potentially is great for once the merge comes, but it's risky. You win that challenge, you make merge. Throwing it automatically makes the chances of you not making merge 1 out of 6.
Hypothetically speaking, yeah. But from what the little information I knew that there was an idol thrown in. I knew it was from Aiden. I didn't know where it was towards. I assumed it was on Aiden, but I had no idea. From what it seemed like Frankie was definitely on the bottom. I don't know. Cause I knew that he was a lot closer with Nikki than Aiden was, from what I had known pre-merge. And obviously I was really close with Nikki. I could have never voted her out in a million years. But I knew that Aiden had not talked to her a lot and did not trust her. I knew Frankie started talking to Nikki even earlier than I did. I talked to Nikki more, but Frankie had a better relationship with her than Aiden did, and I knew that. So I assumed that Aiden, for some reason, had flipped. I assumed it hadn't gone to rocks because I don't think people are willing to do merge. That's just me. But I had a feeling Aiden flipped on them. I had a feeling Frankie was on the bottom. And from what I've heard, that's definitely what happened. And I knew that, or in my mind, I knew that if they went to tribal again, I had a big feeling Frankie was going home, and I couldn't have that because I knew who I had on my new Ahi tribe, and I would not have enough people.
So the game where we're at now, who would you say are the people that you are comfortable with? And comfortable can be taken any way you want it, but every day there's got to be a vote. Who are the people you're leaning on as far as trust goes for the upcoming vote? You can only look so far in the future, but there has to be people, unless you're going in solo.
I feel like I 100% trust Hunter. I feel really good with Frankie. Obviously, we weren't together for like a day and a half, but he's literally been telling me everything, so I feel really good with him. I feel pretty good with AB because I don't know who she's in conversations with, and she's basically voted for where like we've told her to. So that's 4 there. I feel good with, God, I can never remember his name. I can't, starts with an X. I can't ever remember it. I always have to check my phone whenever I'm talking about him. Oh my God. Xander. I think Xavier and Zandon. Don't ask. But I feel pretty good with him. Hunter's a lot closer with him, so I wasn't completely trusting him going into that vote. I kept going back to him. I felt like making sure he was still with us. And then lastly, Aiden. I've been talking to him a little bit today, and I've basically told him I don't trust him right now. I told him that straight up. And I'm like, as it stands right now, I trust AB more than I trust you, even though AB was on the bottom of our pre-merge tribe, or our pre-swap tribe, and was going home if we won again. I'm like, you need to earn my trust back. If you vote with me next tribal, and I think we have Xander, we will be fine. I will trust you again. I'll trust you more than AB. I'll trust you more than Xander. You'll be fine. But right now, I do not trust Aiden. I need to earn his trust back before I anything.
How do you feel that there are idols in play? And obviously you don't have one right now, but what have you been thinking about clues, and as far as looking for one, do you think anyone has one? What are your thoughts on current idol play?
I have no idea where idols are. I feel like I know Hunter would tell me if he had an idol. So I don't think he has one. We've been working together a lot to try and find idols. We've been trying to seek out all the clues you have, seeing everything we can. Um, I honestly haven't really thought about other people having idols too much because for me, it was so difficult to find one. I know I obviously found one against what I think I'm assuming it wasn't from Ethan because I had looked so much from Ethan. Um, so obviously it's possible. I don't know of any idols out there. Obviously there could be one. I don't think there's one, but again, people want to keep that a secret. If they do, it's probably from the old Ahi, in which I'm not really close with any of them. So, except Xander.
So if you found an idol, whether or not there's one out there, is that something that you tell anybody, or do you keep it to yourself? I mean, idol it's a curse, it's a blessing, it's safety, it puts a target on your back. There are so many facets about having an idol in this game. If you had one, how do you work with it?
Well, I've been apparently people think I will, so I think that puts a bigger target on my back. For us, Jessica went home because we thought she had an idol, and from what I know, Maddie went home because people thought she had an idol. So obviously, puts a major target on your back. However, from the last tribal, what I know from what Xander told me, I had votes coming my way, or one vote, and flipped because they thought I had an idol. So that could be a good thing. If I were to tell anyone, if I find an idol, I'm telling Hunter for sure. I have to tell Hunter, and I think most likely tell Frankie. Beyond that, I don't think I would tell anyone, and I think I could trust them enough to keep that just with us three because they know that I trust them. So.
All right. Well, we're winding down on time here. I hope that's not too big of a problem. I think I'm going to throw one question. It's kind of my last question I'm asking people, just because you have to look at how you're going to present your game when you're sitting, if you're sitting in the final three, but you also have to look at right now and tomorrow and the day after that. How does your game look from your perspective? The most successful path and the easiest, least burned bridges path to making it past tomorrow?
I've pre-swap, I felt as much as I could, I wanted to not get on people's bad sides. And that's why me was the 4, but I felt like I was able to bring in a lot of that was the 7-1 vote and then the 5-2 vote. The only vote that was cast for someone who was still in the game was against AB. She thinks it's from Nikki. It was from Frankie, so she's fine. But I feel like thus far, I've wanted to do things as much as possible to not make people upset. I wanted to bring in Macy to the Sammy vote. Hunter said no. And I was like, okay. I knew that it probably wasn't a good idea. I want to be as close to people as I possibly can, not make them angry, but I also need to make sure that I'm with the people I know I can be with and take out the targets I know that I can't beat or that I'm never going to work with.
All right. I hope that this was fun for you at all. I know it's fun for me. I love hearing where you guys are at. There's 10 of you left. I know I can't speak 100% for Bethany. You're below me, so that's why I'm doing that. I can't speak 100% for Bethany, but I figure that you enjoyed as well, and I hope this was fun for you, Scott.
Absolutely.
Yes.
If you have anything left to say, I'd love to make time for it. If you're good, we're good.
I don't think I have anything else to say now.
All right. Well, I'll keep sending prompts out at night. I'll keep you updated, obviously, on challenge tomorrow, and you stay tuned on the big cast on the Wahi tribe chat. Okay.
Thanks, Scott.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Thank
Scott.
you.